The University of Maryland at College Park has a winning women's basketball team, and they're also trying to help winning the war against leukemia. Eric Sauer heads the There Goes My Hero Foundation, and winning women's basketball head coach at College Park, Brenda Fries, is the honorary chair of the foundation. Both have a personal reason to be involved.
I had a leukemia diagnosis in May of 2008. About a week after that diagnosis was the birth of my second son. I had a fairly extensive treatment process at Johns Hopkins, after which I felt like, having succeeded with the bone marrow transplant and the treatments, I felt like I needed to give something back. And that was kind of the birth of the foundation, which we started in August of 2009.
Now, the bone marrow transplant worked for you.
The bone marrow transplant did indeed work for me. It's a fairly intensive procedure and not often that successful, but it was very successful for me, thankfully.
How difficult is it to find a match?
I think statistically speaking, it's 3 out of 10. You get a 3 out of 10 or 30% chance of finding a match.
Are they out there? Are people getting into the system?
They're out there, but it's difficult. It's difficult. It's rare for people to have a match. And specifically people who have a mixed ethnicity or a mixed background have more difficulty finding matches.
Coach, how did you get involved in this? Tell me about it.
Well, I actually, in a different way, we were impacted, our family. My son, Tyler, who's a twin and he's 4 years old now. I was out on a recruiting trip. My husband called and Tyler was diagnosed with leukemia on September 28th of 2010. So our life obviously changed from that moment forward. Our son right now is in his battle, a year and a half in with his treatment. Everything's going extremely well, but I wanted to be able to, impact and help in any way I possibly could. And
getting on the bone registry is easy. Coach Fries showed us it's a non-invasive procedure, just a matter of swabbing the inside of your mouth and then sending in the sample.
This is something that's obviously very, sensitive to both of us, and where we know and understand that we can make a difference, and we want to get as many people involved as we possibly can.
How is your son doing? What's the prognosis, I guess?
Well, my son Tyler, it has a very curable type of leukemia, so we're very optimistic. He's not showing any leukemia at the moment, so he's going through his treatment at Hopkins. It's a 3-year. Every single day he takes medicine with what he's doing, but very positive. We're optimistic about the future.
Eric, tell me a little bit about the foundation and what you guys do.
Okay, as I mentioned, we started the foundation after my treatment, after the successful bone marrow transplant. We do 2 primary things. We register bone marrow donors, and we provide meals to families who are going through their treatments.
Why meals?
Well, meals are super important. I live exactly 26.2 miles from Johns Hopkins in Bel Air, Maryland. And my wife came from Bel Air to Johns Hopkins every single day. I was hospitalized for a total of 107 days. So you put that on top of having a newborn baby, and you put that on top of having a 4-year-old, it becomes an extraordinarily difficult set of circumstances. So we had a group of friends provide us meals during our treatment, during my treatment. They brought it to my home. My family had prepared meals. It was convenient. It was easy. So when I started to feel better, what better? What better? It's simple. It's a meal. It's sustenance. It's something that everybody can relate to. So for people who don't have the network of friends, or they're traveling from long distances to go to great places like Hopkins, they have something that they can lean on, they can take advantage of. Here's a meal, or here's meals.
And Coach, tell us a little bit about what's going on this weekend.
Well, we're excited. It's the annual polo match. It's going to take place this Sunday, 1 to 6 o'clock
1 to
p.m. Just to be able to, again, bring awareness, register as many people out there that will possibly be a match.
Yeah, registering is important.
It really is. I mean, obviously, it saves people's lives, and it's so easy.
So this weekend is the big fundraiser for the There Goes My Hero Foundation, a polo match and a fair at the Ladue Gardens in Fallston, Harford County. I'm Lou Davis for State Circle.